Welcome back to Aether Games, the only weekly show that refuses to come out every week. I'm your host Aether, and today we have the 2-player starter kit for Wrath of Kors 2. This collection of cardboard contains 2 decks, the Knights and the Witches, along with some doodads and thingamabobs that make keeping track of the game a lot easier. Just like the first game, Wrath of Kors 2 is a creature battler game that makes heavy use of dice for a variety of things. So for my fellow gambling addicts, welcome home. Each deck in this kit contains 30 cards. We'll crack open the Witch deck first, and then hit the Knights. I have already played these decks against each other, although the match wasn't recorded. So if I have a take about a memorable card, I'll mention it. Let's get started. So there is no 2-player starter kit box. It's 2 separate hook boxes that I think just got delivered together. The same boxes you'd get if you ordered the individual starter decks. You have the Witch deck, the Knight deck, the thingamabobs, a rulebook, and a die. As I said, let's start with the Witches. You can unhook this here. Inside are some basic rules. Each deck contains 30 cards, and the deck's core is black. That means that all the cards have to be the same type as the core. Similar rules to a lot of other games. The Witch deck is based on basically a kind of burn damage. They deal direct damage while the Knights are more tanky and attack a lot. Let you guys read that real quick. Here is a new card back, and thank you for supporting HTCG creators. Now I'll be honest, I prefer the old card back, but you know, change happens. Let's get started. So this is a unit card, and so is the next one, Midnight Horror. These, have an attack, a health, they have that dice in the corner that shows you if they can get hit, or if they can hit I should say. Here's an action card in Siphon Core, deals damage directly to the enemy's core. Yeah, Ember Witch's Hat. Gives your witches extra attack, deals some damage to a core. Here's a Diabolical Witch. A Mahogany Broomstick. A Hapless Witch. This was pretty annoying in the match. Being able to attack your core directly. Pretty good. And that's another card. Instead of having to roll again, if you get a 6, the attack just hits. Which is great. Sinister Witch. Another copy of that Demonic Wisp from earlier. Protection of Belgu. And here's the core. I think this is a better core than the Knight one. Another copy of Ember Witch's Hat. Lookout Seer. That's a pretty good card. You draw a card every time a witch does direct damage. Just pure value. Getting into some duplicates here. Magic Ball, just counter an action or battle card. Black Hat is great. Look at the top 3, put one in your hand, it's like Pot of Duality. Witch of Flames, another Demonic Wisp. Here's a rare Black Caped Loyalist. Can pump up his attack, can also counter attack. Fog Watch allows your Reinforcer unit to attack directly. Here's a Loyal Ember Witch. Can deal damage from discarding cards, pretty good. Another Lookout Seer. Bog Dwelling Witch. Another copy of Magic Ball. Another Sinister. And a Witch of Flames. So, Burn's pretty effective in a lot of games. I actually did win this match though, and I was playing Knights. Let's go check that deck out. Back over here for the Knight deck. Similar stuff here. It's a white deck as opposed to the black deck, so different card requirements with the core. Knights are brute strength. They were very tanky for me. That's how I would describe it. The garrisons, so defensive. Your guys just don't die. Flip right over into the Core of Honor immediately. Yeah, I think this core is way worse. 1-time small attack or health boost, come on. Fort Catterson. If you have 3 garrisons, each of them gain 10 health. That's a lot of health. That's very hard to break. And in recruitment here, making cards cheaper by 2, great cards already in this deck. A Roaming Knight, a Loyal Knight, this was a rare, and then a rare Tactical Lieutenant. Whenever this reinforcement unit kills an enemy by counterattack, draw 3 cards. That's crazy. Electrified Strength, and a Field Gates. A lot of defensive cards in this deck. Outland Watchtower. Another Fort Catterson. There's no S there, my bad. Recruitment. Warfront Expedite. This is insane. Look at the top 3, put them back in any order. If you get a unit, reduces cost by 1 and play it if possible. That card is amazing. In fact, so much better than every other card I remember that it still sticks out in my mind. Missed a few cards here, but we're getting a lot of dupes here. A lot of basic commons, you know, filler cards for the basic starter deck. Cards like this Foot Soldier here. No ability, right? But you need cards like this to keep the theme congruent. I did not use that word correctly. Here's a Knight of Goodwill. Another Recruitment. Another Warfront Expedite. Roaming Knight. And Trusting Virago. This card was insane for me. Giving units permanent 1 attacks when I get lucky. And I get lucky all the time. Don't look at my bank account. Caltrops? Caltrops? Don't make fun of the way I pronounce cards in the comments. Trainee Soldier. Electrified Strength. Foot Soldier. Okay, I really lingered on these last few no effect cards. Knight of Goodwill. And that was it for the Knight deck. So those were the 2 starter decks for Wrath of Kors 2, the Witches versus the Knights. The Knight deck had some very strong powerhouse cards. That Recruitment, that Expedite, these cards are crazy. I've unfortunately lost the footage of the battle, so you're gonna have to take my word for it. But I'll have links to the creator's YouTube page and their game store below. And as always, like the video, subscribe, let me know what game you want to see me open next. And until next time, not gonna promise next week anymore, stay wavy.